As our world continues to see more and more upheaval and turmoil, and there's more talk of scarcity or economic struggle, the energy of money and how we go about spending it and therefore making it is changing. I recently asked my guides and the collective that I channel from for more information on this. And the message that came through was not really what I expected, at least not the first half of it. But it's so empowering and really does shed a beautiful light on what's going on in our world right now, as well as more about how money is changing in our world and what we need to do individually in order to manifest more of it into our lives in the coming years and decades as the world continues to shift and move through all this upheaval and turmoil that we're going through. The exact request that I made of my guides and the collective I work with was, tell me more about the shifting frequencies of money, help me to understand it more. And so I will now read the message that came through, and then afterwards I will share more of my thoughts on it. So let's dive in. First and foremost, you must understand one thing. You are free. Much more free than you realize. Free in a cosmic sense, as the nature of your soul is boundless and eternal, but also free here in this physical reality, more free than you know. For in every moment, every millisecond, you have the freedom to choose. To choose your thoughts, to choose what you focus on, to choose the stories you tell yourself, to choose whether you sit down or stand up, whether you scratch that itch on your arm or let it tingle until it fizzes out, whether you eat this or that, whether you say yes or no, whether you go outside or stay inside, whether you do the risky thing or the safe thing, whether you pay attention to your inner guidance or ignore it, whether you choose to see through the lens of love or the lens of fear. From the big things to the small things, from the physical things to the intangible things, from the seemingly inconsequential things to the life-changing things, you have freedom in countless directions. For you have choice. And that is why you came here. That is why this part of your soul chose to come here, chose to live your existence, and is choosing to listen to these words at this exact moment. You came here to expand through the freedom of choice, to see the friction it creates, to see yourself rise to choose even when it feels hard, to see yourself choose the truest expression of yourself in this lifetime. Because with every choice you make, you expand. Each choice is a step down one path or another. Every choice is growth in one direction or another. And every choice brings about more choices, which brings about more growth. The bigger part of your soul and all of the universe desires only one thing: expansion. Growth, experience, sensations. This is all expansion. And the thing that consistently brings about expansion is choice. So you came into this physical world of infinite yet measurable choice so that you could experience limitless growth and observe yourself in it. It may seem at times like you have no choice, but the limitation of choice in one area of life forces a multitude of choices to be born in another area of your life. So you see, dear soul, that you came here to experience infinite choices, to play at the most challenging level of existence, where you may feel limited in many ways, so that you may eventually find your way past that illusion of limitation and realize new depths of your freedom of choice. The truth is this: you are so free, it is impossible to measure the magnitude and potentiality that you hold. And you came into this world to understand this boundless freedom you have in an entirely new way, which is the greatest expansion of all. So now that you understand the nature of freedom and choice and how it all serves the expansion of your soul, now you can more deeply understand the new and shifting frequencies around money. And here is what you must understand about that. The energy of the universe is expanding. The background frequencies that are woven into the tapestries of your world are expanding. And so the energy of your world is changing. This change has been in motion for eons, but it has now reached a tipping point in your reality. This has created and will continue to create for some time upheaval in your world. But not all upheaval is bad. It is all choice. It is all expansion. And how you choose to respond to it is expansion as well. And that is why the energy of money, along with the energy of everything else, is expanding. That is why the old ways of money are falling away, because this expansion is what your soul came here for. This opportunity to choose to attune to a new way of being around money, to calibrate to a new frequency around it, to look at it in a different way than you ever have before, that is all happening for you, so that you can choose to expand with the universe, so that you can make the difficult decision to question all that you've learned about the energetics and workings of money up until this point in your life and see how that expands you. In the past, money has functioned mostly in your world to give you the option to choose how you experience two frequencies: power and mastery. Power, meaning the brute force required to make money and the brute force that money gives you when you hold it. And mastery, meaning the brute force required to master skills that will yield money and the brute force required to maintain it. Up until very recently, attuning to these two frequencies in these ways was all that was required to accumulate wealth. And that is not said lightly. These two frequencies in these ways have created massive expansion for humanity in the universe over the last several centuries. But now, as the expansion of the universe reaches that tipping point and changes the underlying energy of your world, the way everything works, including money, is changing along with it. In the coming years and decades, if you want to experience financial abundance, you must choose to deepen in new ways into those old frequencies of money, finding new layers and new applications of them within yourself. But you must also choose to deepen into new frequencies of money that have been emerging in the last several decades to further expand your experience of wealth. For money is now governed by 4 frequencies that are all multi-layered and expansive within their own right. There are the old frequencies of power and mastery, which are becoming so much more rich and complex in their dance with money. And then there are the new frequencies around money of surrender and love, which already are so rich and complex, but are now entering the arena of money, becoming a requirement for it, in order to bring more opportunities for choice and expansion to you. Please understand that your soul chose to come into this reality, this body, and be here at this exact moment in time when everything in this 3D reality is changing, so that it could experience what it was like to make this choice to change, and in doing so expand in new, profound ways. Choosing to calibrate to these new frequencies of money is just one of many ways your soul is being given the opportunity to expand at this time. Don't you see? It is all happening for you to see more clearly the vast power of choice you hold, for you to experience more expansion of your soul. So the choice, as always, is yours. Choose to embrace these new frequencies around money and learn how to align with them in order to manifest more abundance into your life in the coming years and months. Or choose to cling to the old frequency of money and experience more lack and struggle in the coming years and months. Neither choice is right or wrong, for it is all experience, it is all growth, it is all expansion. And in any moment, you may choose differently. If you feel the pull to choose to explore and expand into these new frequencies of money, not only will you hold the energetic keys to wealth in this new era of humanity, but you will expand in miraculous ways that you never have before, and your soul will delight in the process every step of the way. So like I said at the beginning of this video, when I asked for more information on this shifting frequency of money, these 4 energetic keys around money that are coming into play, this wasn't what I expected, but it was better in its own way. And that's really how most of these messages happen and come through. They're not always what I or others think we want. It's more of what we need. But I do love that the message here is really encouraging us to come back to our own personal power and see the freedom we have in each moment, because I think that's something we often lose sight of and lose perspective of, and start to disempower ourselves with, of thinking we're so limited and we have no options and we can't do the thing we want, and we're in doing so blinding ourselves to all the other options and choices we have in any given moment that could very well lead us to the thing we want, just not in the way we can foresee it or predict it. And I especially love that reframe of perspective of everything happening for us in this lifetime so that we can expand and grow. Also, I was so appreciative that the message came through that there is no right or wrong choice in this time of humanity, and really at any time. There's only expansion and growth, which happens automatically whenever you make any sort of choice, which you're always making choices, but the quality of those choices, the intention of those choices, that's what you have control over in any given moment. Now, the shift in energy in the universe, this expansion in the universe, the changing of the energy of our world that the message discusses, that reflects the shift that is known to us astrologically as we shift into the Age of Aquarius, and it's also known to us in the human design world, which is tied into astrology, and that is the upcoming shift of global cycles from the cross of planning to the cross of the sleeping phoenix, and that is prophesized to be happening in 2027, which is coming up very rapidly. I do have another video that I am making for you that's coming very soon on that shift, especially through the human design lens, because there's just so much doom and gloom around it that I think is incredibly unnecessary and does more harm than good, and I want to share my opinion and my messages for you on that, so that'll be coming soon for you. I know a lot of you have been asking for that. But with this message, the 4 frequencies of money, the fact that they're expanding from 2 to 4 frequencies that govern money, and they're all deepening in new ways, that's all stuff that has come through before in another message that I'll link above in a card for you here on this video. But the way it's positioned here as being an opportunity for us to choose our expansion and witness that growth, that's new, and that's, I think, incredibly beautiful. I've personally thought for a long time that money is a tool, not just for what you can do with it in the world physically, but also for your own personal growth and self-improvement. And that's a lot of what is being said here in this message of the shifting energy around money, allowing us the opportunity to shift with it and see more growth on that spiritual level, that cosmic level, and of course that inner level. Now, as this message says, and as I always say about everything I share with you, if this doesn't resonate with you, don't take it, or just take the pieces of this that resonates with you. If the whole thing doesn't, that's fine. There is no right or wrong choice ever, because there's expansion no matter what. But if you do want to choose to deepen and expand into these 4 key frequencies around wealth that the message discusses, so that you can hold the energetic keys to wealth in this new era of humanity moving forward, then that is exactly what my Absolute Abundance offering is all about. Absolute Abundance is a set of 4 channeled messages that explore each of these emerging 4 frequencies around money. Plus, it includes 4 card readings, which are similar to the ones I do here on this channel that so many of you love, but they will be exclusive to the Absolute Abundance offering. And in those readings, we're going to be getting more practical guidance on how you can tap into and apply each of these 4 frequencies in your life and around money. Absolute Abundance is currently on pre-sale, so it is massively discounted for a very short amount of time, and spots are limited. So if this calls to you, then I would love to get to share Absolute Abundance with you. It is such a sacred working. It feels like one of the great works that I've gotten to have channeled and get to share with you. So the link to get all the details on that and claim your copy of Absolute Abundance before it's gone and before the price goes up is in the description box below. But of course, I want to be clear here that you don't need absolute abundance in order to make money in the future as the energy shifts in this world. You don't need anything I or anyone else puts out there or offers. You can deepen into those 4 frequencies that we went over in this message here on your own if you have any insight or ideas of how to do that. you're welcome to do that on your own. You can absolutely do that and still find success and wealth that way. Absolute abundance is just for people who feel called to it, who feel aligned with this, who want the guidance and insights that these transmissions and card readings carry. Nothing I or anyone else offers you, especially in the spiritual and self-development spaces, is ever necessary, or else you will be just doomed. That's total BS. Always, always, always remember, kind of as this message says, that you are your own best guide. Anything I ever offer, whether free or paid, is only ever meant to help amplify or activate any truths that you hold. But what a beautiful and empowering message this was, right? I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like this video and comment below. Let me know what resonated with you, what you are taking from this video. And of course, you are absolutely welcome to subscribe to this channel for more channeled messages, more card readings for abundance, and other tips and tools for manifesting money into your life. With that being said, I am wishing you so much abundance in the coming months and years and decades as we undergo this energetic shift of humanity in the universe. And I will see you in another video very soon.